Well, hi everyone, and welcome back to Make Our World Your Runway. You know, this is the show that features the most fascinating individuals from the world of pageantry, modeling, beauty, fashion, business, and even the entertainment industry. And we have a dynamic show today. Two fabulous ladies that are going to continue with our series, The Road to the Crown, and that will be at the pageant next week. But before we do that, we always like to give you a few announcements. And we want to tell our viewers once again, remember to subscribe to the Global Trade Chamber YouTube channel so that you can see all the shows from Make Our World Your Runway and also success stories. And as always, I highly recommend that you tune in to Success Stories because Success Stories features fascinating women from the world of business and community service. These women come from humble beginnings and have become some of the world's greatest entrepreneurs and like I said, have worked their way up to even community service. So again, subscribe to the Global Trade Chamber YouTube channel so that you can see Make Our World Your Runway and Success Stories. And of course, volume 2 of the 100 Most Successful Women in Business book is now available on Amazon. Again, I highly recommend you get a copy of that book. It is fabulous. The stories of these women are just amazing. Again, I will reiterate, they have come from humble beginnings, have worked themselves up to their own businesses, excellent entrepreneurs, and some of the things that they've done in community service for people around the world, you are going to be amazed. And to get information on that, you can go to the website at www.100swb.com. Now, coming in 2024, Volume 3 will be coming out. And if you are a successful woman and have a story to tell, you may want to get into volume 3. You will not be sorry. So again, go to the website, www.100swb.com. And of course, as I told you on my show, we've had some excellent expos going on around the country, from California to Dallas, again, with some wonderful women being speakers, telling their stories about their businesses and helping the community. And of course, the big announcement, which is coming up in the next 2 weeks. This is America's #1 event for international trade companies, the Global Trade Chamber Convention Awards and Conference. Where? In Puerto Rico. And if you want to go, you better get your tickets now because it's either, I'm pretty sure it's nearing a sellout. I don't think it's sold out yet, but it's October 25th to the 29th. So if you want to go, you need to book those tickets now. It's in beautiful El San Juan. Old San Juan is gorgeous. The people there are just wonderful. They open their arms to all their visitors. It's a great place to visit. And again, okay, it is 5 days of America's #1, okay, international trade company. It's a convention, conferences, and awards. So again, want to go, book those tickets now. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as we like to say on to our show, lights, camera, action, it's Make Our World Your Runway. And as we are getting close to the Miss International World Pageant, okay, we are continuing our series with The Road to the Crown. And today I have 2 fabulous guests, and they're going to tell you about all the accomplishments that they have just been doing lately and what they've done throughout the year, and how one of them is actually coming back to compete at Miss International World. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to Make Our World Your Runway, Maithili, who is the current reigning Miss International World Petite, and also Dr. Florence Nalini, who is the current reigning Miss International World Classic India. Ladies, welcome to Make Our World Your Runway. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you, Angela?
Oh, good. Well, you both of you ladies look fantastic. Look at those crowns. Woo-hoo.
Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah. So, are we getting ready for next week?
Yes.
Yes, I know. I know you're both getting ready. Maithili, I'll start with you.
Okay.
I know you've had a whirlwind of a year. We had you here at the beginning of the year. We did the Asian event. Um,
Yes.
and you just, I know both of you have done this, but I want to hear
Mhm.
about your experience at Paris Fashion Week because Paris is the city of lights, and that's always a very exciting place to be.
Yes, yes. Paris was like it was like a dream. Like I have no words what to say. It was like an amazing experience that I had over there, walking the ramp with everyone just, just admiring you. Yeah, your outfit, overall your look, and the experience in general was just very grand. Um, and I think that the whole year has just been evolved in general, just getting better and better. And I just hope that the coming years are even better to hope for.
Oh yeah, the coming years will be better, and as our
Hmm.
organization grows, and of course the International Glamour Project grows,
Hmm.
things will get
Yes,
better. And as I tell you,
yes.
ladies, whether you've had a main title with us or a contestant title, it's a title, okay? And one of the things that we do not do here at Miss International World, we never shut a door, okay? I've had girls that have been with me from day one that are still involved in certain areas of the organization. We always say once you have the title is for life. You may crown a successor,
Hmm.
but this is what makes the organization different, and this is what makes the
Right.
organization grow. And what you say about
Hmm.
Paris is very true because my husband was he was stationed in Belgium in the Air Force, and then he was stationed in Paris, and he
Hmm.
loves that city. I mean, I've got more
Hmm.
pictures of the Eiffel Tower in my house, okay, than I do the Colosseum of Rome, and I'm an
Hmm.
Italian. Go figure, okay.
Hmm.
And now the running joke I have with my husband. This is the only Italian that can't speak Italian, but man, he could speak French. Oh, he could rattle that. He could talk to anybody in French. Okay, I went to Paris tomorrow. I'd have no problems because he speaks the language. He's
Right.
great for that.
Hmm.
But it is the city of lights, and Paris Fashion Week. You know,
Yes.
they always talk about New York Fashion Week. But Paris Fashion Week has always been number one. Just the fact that you're
Hmm.
there with every major designer and makeup artist,
Right.
and
Hmm.
it's unbelievable. If you can only do it once, it's a once in a lifetime
Yes.
experience.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. So I'm glad that you ladies had that
Hmm.
opportunity. So Dr. Florence, tell me about your experience there.
So first of all, I was so happy and super excited to be there because I'm visiting this city for the third time in my life. No, because when I used to live in the UK, I've been traveling to Paris often as a tourist. But this time I was like super excited. It was an amazing experience. I just didn't believe that I was walking the ramp. And that too, the runway was so beautiful. And because I've been seeing all these things only in movies and real time shows, but I couldn't imagine myself being one as a model there. And it was a great privilege and honor to be an international model and just walk with the other international models. It was an amazing experience. And the outfit, we had an Indo-Western outfit, and also the makeup was a kind of French makeup. It was an outstanding makeup. So
Yeah.
the
The
makeup
French
was,
makeup is, yes.
yeah, it was
Yes.
like makeup was given to us by the New York Fashion Week makeup artist. So they were like, out of what we felt was we were so gorgeous with that makeup with among the other contestants, other models. So,
Oh yeah.
the
It is. It's amazing. I used to work for Lancome. I used to be their trainer, and they always did Paris Fashion Week. And of course, Lancome being a French company, and the makeup is
Hmm.
very different. You will not.
Yes.
You won't see that same time of type of makeup on. You'll see some of it on a New York Fashion Week runway, but you'll see more of that on a pageant. I mean, on a Paris fashion
Paris.
runway because it's all together. It's very European. Okay, in the States, it's a little bit different. And even when I worked for
Hmm.
Lancome, some of the products that we sold here in the States were very different than what was sold over in Europe, and especially in
Hmm.
Paris. Okay, because the things are just so very different. All right, the States is one way, but Europe is another. And we've always said with Europe, it's that old world charm, okay? Which
Right.
you have some of it here in the States, but not like you have like in Paris or Belgium, or even when I was in
Hmm.
London last year. There was parts of London that really have that old world European charm. And even the makeup that we saw with the fashion show that I did in London was very different than what you
Hmm.
actually would see here on like I say, on a New York City runway. Totally different.
Right.
So they always say it's territoriality. That's why when I worked for a cosmetic company, I had to be so
Hmm.
flexible because when I was in Europe, I had to learn to follow what they wanted. And then coming back into the States, I had to know
It was
both sides.
completely different.
Yeah, it's completely different. But you know what? It's excellent because you get a respect for everyone's culture. Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. All cultures are different. They have a saying about us Italians, we crazy Italians. And they're probably right, because if you go back to the days of the Romans, and if you read history, the Romans were in power for 2,000 years. And I'm like, yeah, okay. We did something great. We did 2,000 years. I was like, what the heck did we do? Okay. But that's the culture. If you see us, I was just telling somebody yesterday, when Christmas Eve and Christmas hit, okay, and the old Italian families, if you even go outside and empty a garbage can, it's like taboo. It's like, wait a minute, where you going? You're supposed to be here with the family. I said, I'm only going to empty the garbage can. That's the way it is, and that's how it is in the old country over there. Okay, if you the Spanish and the Italians, oh my God, Christmas and Christmas Eve, it's like you don't move. All right, unless you're in the hospital or something or you're sick, but you. But again, it's the culture. And you said something before, Maithili, and I'm sure Dr. Florence will agree. With what's going on in the world today, sometimes, and I'm beginning to realize this, the cultures need to come back. Because that old world charm, that old world culture is what makes us respect one another. Okay?
Yes.
Without that, this is why you're having wars and things. And I mean, just what I saw the other day on the news, I don't know how anyone could do that. I don't know how anybody could kill someone or slaughter a young baby, or it's just terrible.
I know.
So, and I have to congratulate you ladies. I mean, you're of Indian background, even though you live in Canada, of course, Dr. Florence. And you read up on India lately, India's come a very, very long way. I mean, the Indian government is like right here with the United States, which is wonderful. Okay. And I'll tell you both something. I was shopping one day last week, and in one of the stores now, they had a lovely robot review. It was funny. And I was a gentleman from India there. He's living in the United States. And he looked at me and he said, do you believe this? I said, no. And he says, what's happened to humans? And I said, I agree. But he was such a lovely man that when we got done with the conversations, we both respected where we were from. Okay. And believe it or not, sometimes people here in the States, I can't have that conversation. But yet, if I meet people from India or from another country, I'm able to get on a conversation about humanity. Okay. And Dr. Florence, I'm going to ask you this question. Okay. You, when you're speaking, and I've noticed, and I've followed a lot of things, you're almost like a philosopher. So what gets you to that point? Because you always have a lot of quotes and things that make a lot of sense. So what is it that you do to get to that point?
So that's what, see, because I live the life what I do, because I practice what I preach. And also, like, I'm more into the psychology, because I'm a practicing psychologist and I see a lot of things happening around me. So whatever is coming on my to share it to my audience so that they can get the best out of it. So, and also I'm with early education and with an education field. I've been handling a lot of children and grown-up adults also. So I've been giving a lot of counseling and all these things. So what happened is, when I was a child, I was not given a privilege to study. At one point, I felt very bad, where I was supposed to stop my education itself. So I started tutoring students, and with that money, I just earned some living. And with that, I supported my family and also started, I completed my education as well. From that time, I made it a life that at any point of time, I will be helping throughout my life the underprivileged children, and to create an impactful life. They should get the privilege of learning, because education is a basic quality. So from that time onwards, like, since I was denied education, I took it as a point, like, no one should say that I'm not educated. Till I live, I should be a student, and I should keep learning led me into multiple degrees. And already I'm a doctorate in public administration and business administration. And now even I'm a student, my postdoctorate in psychology. So like always, I would love to learn because a continuous process for me, and learning is a never-ending process. So whether you might be a younger, older, whoever it is, I would love to learn a lot and keep myself in the learning process. So whatever I'm learning, I'm trying to share with my audience as well as to the society, so that someone can get benefited out of it. That's it.
Yeah, no, that's very true. And I was just, and Maithili, you'll hear this well too. There's a couple of things. The other day I happened to be watching a documentary on Indira Gandhi, and she really brought India to the forefront of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And considering this was a woman, okay, Indira Gandhi was unbelievable. And I remember at the time, Lyndon Johnson was president of the United States, and he hosted a beautiful state dinner, okay, for her at the White House. And they came with the Indian clothes and the music, and it was one of the most beautiful dinners um, that I had ever seen. And just the fact that India just went to the moon, okay, and I'm very impressed with this. And also that the prime minister of India, okay, was just at the White House, and we just did a state dinner for him. So this is absolutely wonderful. Okay. I believe, they talk about a lot of different countries, but India has really taken their rightful place, okay, in the world today. And I think this is something that we need more of, because we have to show the world, okay, that yes, of course, everybody, looks at the United States. We've been around a long time, but there's other cultures out there as well that we can work together. And I'm so glad that right now we have a president sitting in the White House that does see it that way. Okay. And this is what we need to do. We need to keep the lines of communication open. But I do want to tell both of you ladies something. And Maithili, you're going to love this, Dr. Florence. I have a very good contact in the States here. Of course, most people know NBC, but we have affiliates, CNBC and MSNBC. And I have a very good contact that runs morning show, MSNBC. Now, when we're at the pageant, this is something we're going to do. We're all going to be on the red carpet, and I will have my videographer do this. I want you ladies to do, it could be 2 or 3 minutes, and say, what inspires you? Okay. Could be anything, whatever. What we're going to do with those videos, we are going to tag MSNBC with those videos. And if they like what they see, you will be featured on the morning show. Even if you're coming from different time frames, they'll zoom you in. Okay. So that's one of the things. We also have TLC television coming this year. Okay. Now let me explain to you what TLC is doing. They're actually going to follow this girl, Jasmine, and it's part of a reality show called 90 Day Fiancé, which is all about a girl who never thought she could be in a pageant, and she's got a little bit of a medical problem, and they got in touch with Miss International World, and we did part of the reality show already, okay? And it will show how we have encouraged this girl to come into the pageant, all right? When you see her, she's beautiful, but she just felt she couldn't do anything like this. All right. And she's been following all of you. And she said, oh my God, she said, these ladies are amazing. And I said, yes, they are. I said, they're great. And so now she's got the confidence to do this. All right. And I think next year that TLC will probably be our major, I'll keep my fingers crossed, major company and sponsor. Now we're also going live stream as well too. So we can be seen, anybody that buys a ticket for the live stream, we could be seen in any parts of the country, the world, wherever. Okay. So a lot of opportunities this year. All right. We're not on board ship. We're in a hotel. Things will be a little bit different, but we'll still make sure it's going to be a dynamic and a great experience. And that's why we're bringing in, the media production and of course TLC. Because we eventually want to take this to the next step. Are we in this universe yet? No. Okay. I will admit that. But, you know, we keep going. We never know. We may be the next thing that may wind up on a major television station. All right. So, ladies, what I'm going to tell you, I know you're both spectacular, but really put that foot forward, because with the things that we're going to do, and, you know, let me take this a little step further too. And I always say this at every pageant. I hate going to the end and have to call out 7 names. I hate it.
Winners.
Because I always say everybody is a winner.
Yes.
But you never know who's sitting in that audience. Prime example, Gal Gadot, who was in Miss Universe. Okay. She only made the top 15, but now she's Wonder Woman. She's made Death on the Nile. She's now making a movie about Cleopatra. You never know who's sitting in that audience and says, hey, you know, I don't really like the girl that won the main title, but I like this girl for a movie, or I like this. So that's why we say everybody is a winner, okay? And would anybody win those 7 main titles? Yeah. I mean, Dr. Florence, I have to congratulate you for coming back again, because you're a driving force, okay? I've said that, you know, that's why I'm doing the interview so differently this year, where it's not going to be a series of questions where you're actually going to be sitting with me, and it's going to be something like we're doing today, because and I will not talk as much, but what I can do, and the judges actually like this, because they feel they get to know you better. They get to know what you're doing. You can talk more about what you've done and not about maybe some of the questions that they're going to ask you. Okay. And you'll be up there with me, and a lot of you have interacted with me before. So you're going to be comfortable. Okay. And I can throw my 2 cents in and say, okay, well, you know, I know what this one's done. I know what that one's done. So the scores are going to be much higher. Okay. On an interview level. All right. So, and a lot of people think, oh my God, if I don't score high in interview, I won't win the pageant. That's not necessarily the case. Okay. I've seen girls that have been in the middle. I'll let the cat out of the bag. I'll tell you where the scores are always high. One is interview was 1. Swimwear, yes and no, because look, everybody has different body type. And I tell my judges, try to judge more on swimwear and personality than you do body type. Okay. And I mean, if I went out there in a bathing suit today, they'd probably laugh. So there you go. Okay. But evening gown, if it's a fabulous evening gown, oh my God, you can score 10 points right across the board from every judge. All right. And I'll tell you why. I just recently judged the pageant, Miss Grand Florida Supreme. The girl I interviewed, she was great. The girl that won, she was good. I wouldn't say it was fabulous. When she came out in this gown, I was like, oh my God. And that's where she caught it. Okay. The girl that came behind her, I would have to say, in the better interview with the gown. So you see, what I'm telling you, learn from me, because that's right where it is. Okay. So you might come out of interview and say, oh my God, I don't think I did that great, but it's not the end of the world. All right. So it's well-rounded, but you have 3 areas where, hey, I've had people that in the past that have scored so high on, that didn't score high in interview and didn't score high, maybe in mediocre bathing suit. The gown was so high. It's so you never know where you're going to
just covered up for all the scores.
Yeah. So, and I know what I always say, I find somebody that's like right here in the middle always winds up here at the end. Okay. Sometimes somebody that starts here drops. So I'm giving you good insights. So I'm giving you good insights, and take it from there. Okay. So, but it's going to be a great show. I mean, Maithili, you've done a fabulous job for us. And Dr. Florence, I have to admit, I know you competed in another pageant, but I always felt like you were in a main title, because you always promoted Miss International World. I mean, you were right there with like Maithili and you know, and Hunter. You were always there. So I very, very much appreciate that. And what I like about you, what you've done, Dr. Florence, is that you have shown other contestants, okay, and even except with the exclusion of Maithili, because Maithili did her job great. But you've shown other title holders that you could still be in come back and be in a contestant title, but still promote like as if you were a title holder, a main title holder. So I do thank you for that. And I mean, I'm very blessed, to also work with Dr. 𝐏𝐚𝐠𝐞𝐬, okay, who I know is a great mentor. And she tries to put the best foot forward to put you ladies out. So, again, we're trying to do that on our end. But before we go, Maithili, what would you say to some of the girls coming in next week? Your thoughts, and what's your closing thoughts?
I definitely know how they might be feeling, all the butterflies in their tummies, because I've been through the same situation last year. So the only thing is just be confident, just be yourself, and enjoy the journey rather than thinking about winning the crown, because you're already a winner, you're already a queen, and just be positive. And one thing is, don't go there to compete, just go there to make a better version of yourself.
Exactly. And I mean, your competition is there. Don't dwell on it, okay? Because you want to, the more you're yourself, the better you're going to be. Dr. Florence, I know you've got those words of wisdom. So what would you say?
See, I would say, because see, as I told earlier, so life is a learning process. So any point of time you can learn from anybody or anywhere. It doesn't matter about the place or who the person is. So because from my experience, like when I won Mrs. India 2021, it was completely a different arena altogether, because it was from different states across the country. So we were around some 52 contestants. So I had the courage and guts to compete with so many I should say rough women. And then I won the title of Mrs. India. And that gave me a way to compete in the international pageant, representing India. When I came to Miss International World, I learned a lot of new things. I would personally like to thank you, Angela, for making me stand here today, because you're the only reason for me to think about myself. Because normally, after COVID, what happened? Because basically I'm an athlete, and I used to play all the rough games like boys would play, like this kabaddi and this kho, short put, athlete also, right? Basketball play. I'm a state champion in basketball, but I used to have that athlete body and everything. And after I got married and giving birth to 2 daughters, I was always on the slimmer side. But what happened, after when I got selected as the contestant, as a finalist for Mrs. India, when I competed in India, I was all good. But since I got affected by COVID pneumonia, the virus has eaten away all my muscles. So I lost my muscle tonicity, my complete texture, my body type is gone completely, and my muscles started sagging. All the, collagen started coming up, and I was thinking, I was feeling so low about myself. But this pageant of getting into the International Glamour Project of Akshada has given me a lot of tips and a lot of, more of hope to come back. And once I won the title, I thought, okay, oh my God, I'm back again. I should do something. So when I came to Miss International World, I understood ladies are like this, even after marriage, they take care of their body type and all these things. And the way, lot of tips I've taken from Miss International World has helped me to groom myself in that next 6 to 7 months, and gave me the confidence to compete in Mrs. International. So when I went to Mrs. International, the other pageant, representing in India as well as Asia Pacific region, I had the confidence, and they were like fireballs, 52 contestants again on board. So I was not feeling, I didn't have any fear. I had a lot of confidence, because see, here I've done with a Monikini swimwear outfit. So that gave me the confidence to go wear a sports outfit of 2-piece and standing in a big stage. And, I didn't have that fear. So that time I was personally thanking you, Angela, because you're the one who just, drove me, and you've been a driving force. And also, the swimwear round and the national, the national, not the national costume, the evening gown, everything gave me a lot of confidence. And again, it gave me a lot of experience also. So I started working on myself. So every time, when I look at myself in front of the mirror, you're believing or you're not believing, Angela, I'm thanking you every day because you're the driving force and you give me the sort of, like a courage and, I should do something with my body. So I started working a lot. So I started taking proper diet. I started investing some time for myself, me time, like taking care of, like, nutritious diet, proper sleep. And then I was developing an attitude, whatever it may be, like I should be there. It's like winning or losing, you should compete there and you should learn something. You should take something back again, when I come back to my country again. So being again, it's the third international pageant. It's going to be a great experience. Even when I came last year to Miss International World, I was so happy to bring back a title of Miss International World People Choice Award, which was like, when I came back to India, you will not believe, see, already I'm a public figure in my country as well as in my state. People know me very well. They keep inviting for media coverages and media interviews. But after that one title, like, see, what people understood here is, oh, the people have voted for you and they have got you this title, the international title. So once I came back here, I got a lot of opportunities and now I'm tied up with 40 plus schools and 80 colleges in my state. So like everywhere people are inviting me and, I'm learning lots day by day. And when I told them I'm going back again to Miss International World, they all were happy and they were congratulating me. And they were saying like, like you should do your best. Because also like I'm coming with an intention, like what I will learn this time more. Because the contestants, like few are coming back and few are new contestants. And we do have as an inspiration, already who have won the Miss International title. We have our own Dr. Akshata Prabhu, we have Hunter. So they're all a source of inspiration. And more than that, I feel like I'm coming back to my home again, it's like kind of a family feel, like with the photographer, the videographer, and you, Angela, and Sushmita on board, and always also Lamont is there. So I'm feeling at home, like it's like, get together once again, we are meeting again, it's a beautiful and mixed emotion. See, I do, but the one, frankly, I could say that I don't fear of, competing with others. It's like a new experience, what I'm going to learn again. That's what I would like to share here.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely great. And now that you're coming back, I mean, pretty much what this international world is all about. And of course, Swaroop will be coming to the event. You've got Maithili there, you've got Dewey. So you know exactly what to do. I mean, you girls are very seasoned. Okay, so you know exactly how to put the best foot forward and show the other girls what Miss International World is all about.
Definitely.
And if some of the other girls don't win this year, whatever, and they want to come back in the following year, they'll be much more ahead because they will have the experience that you ladies have had. So, and I want to thank you ladies because both of you have really put Miss International on the world stage. And I'm very, very thankful for that. And as I said, we may not be Miss Universe, but I hope to eventually get us on that type of world stage, and, again, some years it's great. Some years, your show may not be as great as the one before, but we're trying to make sure that everything goes dynamic. But anyway, ladies, I want to thank you for taking your time out of today to be on Make Our World Your Runway. I'm so excited. Oh, anytime. I'm so excited to, see you guys next week. And remember, you keep this in mind. This show. Go ahead.
I want to share something special happened, Actually, what happened, I just carried my crown and banner to Paris. I want to take few pictures, in front of this Eiffel Tower. So what happened, like when I was heading back to India, when I was there in the checking, in the security check at Paris, this crown and sash, I had it in a separate box and it went for... As soon as the scanning happened, I didn't know what happened. I was taken through the security guard and, they took me aside. I was wondering why I'm not holding anything. Like, what is that? Like, suddenly you'll not believe some 4 to 5 women who were there in the security check. They all came together. They just bowed in front of me and then they gave me a hug. And they said, we saw the crown, like, where are you from? Then they asked me, are you an European? I said, no, I'm from India. They said, no, you look like an European. I said, no, I'm from India. Then they said, like, what is this crown and where did you win? Did you win at Paris? I said, no, I went last year. I won at, Miss International World. So I'm just going back again this year. So this is like, I just came for a photo shoot here. So they said, they congratulated me and I was so happy. Like they recognized through the scan machine and then they came out and they wished me. So that was an awesome experience, and thank you so much for that.
No,
So
that's great. That's what we need. We need more of that. And remember, even after the pageant, whatever you ladies are doing, whatever you go on to, you can always come back to Make Our World Your Runway. This show is an open book. You can always be here. We've got some exciting things that are going to happen. And hopefully next week, we can go live at the pageant with Make Our World Your Runway. We're trying to do that. So ladies, I want to thank you. I know you've taken time out of your busy schedules to be with me today, but you guys have done a fabulous job. Susmita and I are very excited to see you both next week. And so have a great weekend. And of course, Susmita and I are here if you have any questions or things before the show. So thank you, ladies, very much for being on Make Our World Your Runway. And I will see you next Friday.
I'll see you. Yes, next week.
Have a great one. Thank you so much. Bye now.
You too.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You heard from two experts from the world of pageantry. Okay, Maithili 𝐏𝐚𝐠𝐞𝐬, who's the current reigning Miss International World Petite, and Dr. Florence Nalini, Miss International World Classic India. And as always, remember to tune in every week to Make Our World Your Runway, because we always have some fabulous guests. And we will see you live from the Miss International World Pageant in Port St. Lucie. So everyone have a great week, and thank you so much, and we will see you again.